Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss the basics of analog circuits. First one is diode. The simplest and most fundamental non-linear circuit element is called diode. Diode has non-linear IV characteristics. IV means current and voltage characteristics. It has non-linear IV characteristics. It is the structure of the diode. It is the structure of practical diode. It is especially used for practical purposes, right? In laboratory purposes, we are using this type of diodes. Next one is rectifier. What is rectifier means? Any electrical device which offers a low resistance to the current in one direction and high resistance to the current in another direction is simply called as rectifier. Then we are moving with classification of rectifiers. Rectifiers are mainly classified into two types: low voltage rectifiers and high voltage rectifiers. Low voltage rectifiers provides low DC output voltage and current, whereas high voltage rectifiers provides large DC output. Here, low voltage rectifier are classified into two types: half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifier is again classified into center tapped full wave rectifier and bridge rectifier. Then we are moving with filters. What is filter means? It is a frequency selective network which passes a range of frequencies and rejects unwanted frequency. It rejects unwanted frequency. It is also used to attenuate ripple components. Generally, ripples are present at the output of a rectifier. In order to remove that ripples, we have to place these filters at the output of a rectifier. Okay. Then filters in power supply are formed using large inductor and large capacitors. How filters are formed means filters are formed by using large inductor and large capacitors. Different types of filters are inductor filter, capacitor filter, LC filter and CLC filter. CLC filter is also called pi-section filter. Right? Next one, bleeder resistor. It is also one of the most important concepts in analog circuits. It is generally used in high voltage DC supplies to provide discharge path for capacitor when load resistance is absent. It provides better voltage regulation. It is also used in LC filter to provide safety to operator by providing discharge paths to the capacitor. It can be used as voltage divider for tapping out any desired output. Whenever the load resistance is absent, on the time we have to use the bleeder resistance. Why we are using bleeder resistance means, in order to avoid the electric shocks, we have to use bleeder resistor when load resistance is absent. It protects the operator from electrical shocks whenever the load resistance is absent. This is the specialty of bleeder resistor. Then voltage regulators. It is an electronic circuit which maintains DC output voltage of a power supply stable or constant irrespective of fluctuations in AC supply and variations in load current. What is voltage regulator means? An electronic circuit which maintains the DC output voltage as constant irrespective of the fluctuations in AC supply. Then we are moving with classification of regulators. Regulators are mainly classified into two types: linear regulators, non-linear regulators. Non-linear regulators are also called as switching regulators. Linear regulators are again classified into regulator using discrete component and IC regulators. Okay. Regulator using discrete components are divided into two types: shunt regulator and series regulator, whereas IC regulator, integrated circuit regulators, are classified into fixed voltage IC regulator and adjustable voltage IC regulators. Then we are moving with load and line regulations. What is load regulation? What is load regulation? The change in load voltage, the change in load current is given by a parameter called load regulation. Whereas line regulation, change in load voltage due to 10% change in line voltage is named as line regulation. Then we are moving with wave shaping. The process of changing the shape of a waveform is known as wave shaping. It is known as wave shaping. Here, linear wave shaping is performed by using linear elements like resistors, capacitors, etc. Examples are high pass and low pass circuits. Then non-linear wave shaping is performed by using non-linear elements such as diodes. Example, Clipper circuit. Non-linear wave shaping is done by using Clipper circuits, whereas linear wave shaping is done by using high pass and low pass circuits. Right? Then what is the Clipper? Clippers are networks which employ diodes to clip away portion of an input signal without distorting the remaining part of the waveform. What clip actually stands for means, the clip means cut. Clippers are the network which employ diodes to clip away portion of an input signal without distorting the remaining part of the waveform. Right? Clippers are also used to limit the amplitude of a signal. Therefore, sometimes the clippers are also known as amplitude limiters. Why? Because it limits the amplitudes. It is also used to eliminate the noise from a pulse waveforms. There are two types of clippers available. Those are shunt clipper and series clipper. Then clamper. What is meant by clamper? Clamper is also called DC restorer. A clamper is a network consisting of diode, resistor and capacitor. Clamper shifts waveform to different DC level without changing the appearance of the applied signal. It is used to restore the DC component. It is very important, guys. It is used to restore the DC component in a waveform. Okay, generally DC component is lost whenever it is passing through the processing network. Processing network just like amplifiers. Right? There are two types of clampers available. Those are negative clamper, it can add negative DC, and another one is positive clamper, it can add positive DC direct current. Right? Next one, voltage multiplier. A circuit whose input is an AC waveform, whose input is AC waveform of peak value Vm and output is DC voltage, which is an integral multiple of peak AC input. That is, the statement mathematically written as V0 equal to 2 into Vm, V0 equal to 3 into Vm, V0 equal to 4 into Vm, etc. All these called a voltage multiplier. Here input is AC waveform and output is DC voltage. If V0 equal to DC voltage of 2 Vm, then it is called a voltage doubler. Similarly, V0 equal to DC voltage of 3 Vm, then it is called a voltage tripler. V0 equal to DC voltage of 4 Vm, then it is called a voltage quadrupler. Okay. Then BJT characteristics. In a transistor, current flows due to both majority as well as minority. That's why we call it as bipolar device. What is BJT stands for? Bipolar junction transistor. And transistor current conduction is due to both majority as well as minority. That's why we call it as a bipolar device. BJT is a current controlled device. In BJT, input impedance is low, output impedance is high. Current conduction in PNP transistor is because of holes. in current conduction in a NPN transistor is because of electrons. It is NPN transistor, it is a PNP transistor. The major difference is, see from the figure, here the arrow mark is outwards, whereas here in PNP transistor the arrow mark is inwards. It is a bipolar junction transistor having three terminals, namely base, emitter and collector. It is the symbolic representation. Then transistor terminals. Emitter is heavily doped. The main function of this emitter is to supply majority carrier, either electrons or holes. Next terminal is base. It is a lightly doped region. The main function of base is to transfer the majority carriers from emitter to collector. And next one is collector. This is moderately doped region. It has the largest area. Remember guys, collector has the largest area compared to emitter and base because it collects charge carriers. What is the function of collector? Means it collects charge carriers. Next one, different modes of operations of BJT. BJT was operated in 4 different regions: cutoff region, active region, saturation region and reverse active or inverse active region. When emitter base junction and collector base junction are in reverse bias, both are in reverse bias, the transistor will operate in cutoff region. When emitter base junction is forward bias and collector base junction is reverse bias, transistor will operate in active region. Emitter base junction is forward bias, collector base junction is forward bias, the transistor will operate in saturation region. Whereas emitter base junction is reverse bias, collector base junction is forward bias, transistor will operate in reverse active. Practically we are not using this region. Okay, the application of cutoff region is it acts as the off switch. Active region amplifier, it is very important guys. In active region transistor acts as an amplifier. In saturation region a transistor acts as an on switch, whereas in inverse active region transistor acts as an attenuator. It is not practically possible, right? The properties are cutoff properties are it has a very high internal resistance, it has an excellent transistor action, it has a very low internal resistance, it has a very poor transistor action.